do the birds migrate from one place to another place? Sometimes the birds can migrate 100 kilometers or even though thousands kilometers they can migrate in a particular season. The migration may be temporary due to the adverse climatic conditions, or food availability is scarce in their original area. They can migrate to other places to collect the food material. But how do the birds migrate thousands of kilometers? Why do the birds migrate? And how do the birds can regulate their migration timings? How do they regulate their circadian rhythms in a year? What time they can migrate and what time they can come back once again? These all are actually maintained by the hormones, and those are genetical makeup which are already fixed in the genes as a circadian rhythms. So migration in bird, that is innate instinctive activity. Those are actually not learned behavior. That is not learned behavior. That is actually instinctive behavior that is already fixed in the body. The rhythmic movements of birds in the adverse condition, normally they can move from one place to another place to tolerate that adverse climatic conditions. Why do birds migrate? Means the food may not be available in their original areas at the time, that maybe high temperature or the climatic conditions are adverse. Due to those reasons, the food may not be available in those areas. Next, breeding and nesting purpose. Other animals, for example, Siberian cranes, which are living in the North Pole, the Siberian area, can migrate to the India in some of the places, south places, because during the winter season this is happened. Actually, during the winter season, that polar caps are fully covered by the snow. There is no grass, no food. The breeding is also impossible at that time. They can migrate thousands of kilometers, thousands of miles to India, and they can select the suitable places and they can make the nest, they can lay the eggs, they can allow the eggs to hatch. After this winter season, they attain the summer season. This summer season in this India is not suitable for them again. They can re-migrate to the Siberia or polar region once again. So why do the birds migrate? Means the breeding purpose or the climatic conditions. To escape the adverse climatic conditions, they migrate. Avoid competition. Sometimes in a particular season the competition may be highly increased. To escape that competition, they migrate to other places to search for searching food. And evolutionary adaptations, over a time migration became genetically fixed. That is the circadian rhythm. That's why they migrate. How do birds migrate? The birds are very greatest animals on this earth, because they can identify the directions, they can identify the high altitudes, they can identify the latitudes or longitudes and directions, gravitational force and the sunlight, the moonlight and the stars, everything they can identify, and they can successfully migrate from one place to another place, even the thousands of kilometers. Physical parameters, the cryptochrome, a specialized protein present in their eyes, can identify the gravitational force, the altitude or latitude or longitude. While they are moving through these areas, they can, with the help of the cryptochrome protein located in the bird's eyes, can identify the gravitational force and identify correctly the distance of the earth. And astronomical cues, sun compasses, this can that can identify the sun, that can identify the oceans, that can identify the star compass. And geographical cues, birds use landmarks such as coastlines, coastal regions, mountain ranges, rivers, and all. Birds can identify the physical, and every aspect in the environment identified by the birds, and they can identify the correct directions, and they can move. How do birds regulate their migration? This is very important topic in this. The internal clock, that is called the circadian rhythm. For example, if the summer is attaining, the hormones in its body, in the bird's body, can stimulate them to migrate that from that place to another suitable place. The hormonal changes or a hormonal control in their body can do this or regulate this. Environmental cues also. If the environmental conditions are adverse or not suitable, they can migrate. In the summer season, they can migrate to cool places. In the winter season, they can re-migrate from that places to their original places. What are the special adaptations in the birds? Okay, however, the birds are specially adapted, but in the migratory birds, some special adaptations we can find in them. Before starting the journey, before starting the migration, hyperphagia means they can eat more and more food material and convert them into fat that is stored in the body. During the journey period, the fat is converted to glucose, and that can be used to produce the ATP energy, which can provide the energy for flying. And the respiratory system and the cardiovascular system is highly developed than all other birds, especially in the migratory birds. The respiratory system is highly developed in the birds. Okay, however, efficient consumption of oxygen is the special character of these migratory birds. And the cardiovascular system is also highly developed with 4 chambers. Actually, especially in the migratory birds, the respiratory system and the cardiovascular system is somehow bigger than other birds. To use the oxygen, to utilize the food material, to meet the demand of energy, those are highly developed. Navigation organs, cryptochrome like proteins located in the eye and the retina, to identify the magnetic field, and beaks that may help in navigation. So many adaptations are present in the migratory birds, especially to navigate while it is moving in the migration. So aerodynamic body shape, the body shape is well adapted to migrate. Streamlined body, aerodynamic body shape, the longer and more pointed wings, which are more efficient for the longer distance flight. So actually the birds are well developed, well adapted, well radiated. But in these birds, the migratory birds are there. These migratory birds are specially adapted to thousands of kilometers by identifying the star's direction, sun direction, gravitational force direction, magnetic field direction, and everything. They can identify the latitude, longitude, altitude. This everything is identified by the migratory bird, and they can successfully complete their journey in the migration.